Alright guys, so today I'm going to be talking about one of the weirdest events I think has ever happened to me. And that is, in elementary school, I got tackled to the ground by this one other dude. No disrespect to the guy, I'm not trying to be offensive. Just that he was a lot taller and stronger than I was. So you can kind of see how unmatched this is. Think of like the weasel from Zootopia. It's kind of how this guy's face was. It's got the same like snarl, I guess, but on the body of a 5'9" baseball player in elementary school. So you know, me being tiny compared to this dude, I was probably still like 4'6" maybe. This story's already gonna end poorly, but it gets even worse. So my school had this system of recess before school. Like if you got there early, you could play basketball or soccer or use the playground and stuff. So me being me, I was just doing my thing, chilling on the monkey bars, like any self-respecting 4th grader would. You know, swinging around, having fun, almost getting seriously injured, but that's a story for another video. And the thing you need to know about these monkey bars is that they're kind of far away from where we'd all meet up for our classes. And in particular, they were shoved in this one corner, kind of sheltered by storage containers and trees in this one of the random building. So you could barely see them at all. Like there was no visual, just completely blocked off from view. So in the instance a kid got hurt, I guess the teachers or whoever else was supposed to be watching us just wouldn't know. Like, what was up with that? That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. This is a school. I don't think that's not really, those interests don't align very well. I think a few years later, they did remodel most of that area, thank goodness. But it was just so ridiculously planned out looking back on it. Anyways, back to the actual title of the video. Sorry, I'm clickbaiting you guys right now for that sweet 3 cents ad revenue. Okay, so once the bell rang, everyone would rush over to these numbers in like a column where we'd line up on. Can anyone else say whether your school did that or not? I'm kind of curious now. And if you didn't make it in time, that was somehow your fault. Just walk faster, like a speed walk there. Additionally, you were supposed to walk and not run, but nobody ever followed that. I don't think it was enforced ever in my years of being there. So the bell rang, and I'm running over to my number, because I wasn't about to get in trouble for being late. And I don't know what's happening for this one dude that day. Maybe he woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or just like forced to eat oatmeal for breakfast. Sorry, oatmeal lovers, all 5 of you. But he absolutely lost his cool when I got near him. Now, keep in mind, I'm fairly agile, and even though I was running, I'm just like more of a jog. And come on now, how fast do you think a small, like, 4th grader clocks in at? I was dodging and weaving in between people, and giving them a fair amount of space. I think maybe, like, 3 or 4 feet each side, so this is kind of generous in my opinion, like, pretty reasonable, all things concerned. Which is why I was just enormously confused when I passed the dude, got to my number, everything seemed fine. And then I felt this crushing weight on my back, like someone dropped a mountain on me from space. I looked back over my shoulder, stuck looking like Atlas having to carry the earth under all this weight. And it's this dude trying to like wrestle me to the ground. He probably had like 30 pounds on me, and got the sneak attack plus modifier, you know, so I stood no chance here. I think I even fell to one knee, convinced it was actually the end, when my one friend, let's call him Jonathan, sorry. I don't know who says Jonathan, swoops in triumphantly like a comic book hero, just dramatically yeets this guy off of me. Full Twilight level conflict, stare downs everywhere, eyes locked, and then everything just kind of fizzled out, and we went back to our spots like nothing happened. The strangest part was, and I still don't understand how this is possible, is that literally no one saw this happen apart from my friend. Like, most people were lined up, probably like 20 just on that line, more people in other lines, so, you know, a whole lot of witnesses. And it wasn't like this was a subtle stealth takedown or anything. Like, this took like 30 seconds in broad daylight. He probably looked like a turtle shell trying to like climb its way onto my back. And this was very clearly not normal. But I guess people just didn't want to help me out or anything, because every single time I asked people, they reacted with shock or confusion. Like, wow, can't believe that happened. I wish I had seen it. I'm like, you were there. You totally did. What are you talking about? The worst part is, my teacher got wind of this like hours after it happened. You know, what a speedy reaction. Really top-notch delivery service right there. And sent me and that guy to the principal's office like days after. I think a whole weekend went by. And then on like Wednesday after that, they called me and they were like, so we've heard about some fighting. And I'm like, wow. Now you guys, you found out now of all times? Yeah. So got sent to the principal's office with that other dude. Jonathan had to leave earlier that day, so it was just me against him. And for some reason, my whole elementary school thought I was some like massive mafia boss or something. So it became my word against this dude. I was crying in tears, man. I thought my entire life was over. I know what a criminal charge for getting attacked. I don't know how that works, but 4th grade me wasn't the best with logic. And the principal had us both write down on paper all the stuff that went down, which actually isn't a bad idea. But like, This was before I learned to not care about dumb stuff, somehow trying to make me feel worse than I actually was. So I was making all kinds of concessions, like, oh yeah, well, I was running, and I know this guy is kind of crazy. He's got a few wires crossed, maybe not the sharpest tool in the shed. So maybe somehow this is my fault. Like, I just totally got gaslighted into thinking I was in the wrong here. Until my mom found out, I was just like, what the heck is going on here? She just jumped into the fray. It was great. Especially because at one point, the dude was trying to spin it like I jumped on him. Just imagine that for a sec. And the principal just looked at him, and then like back at me, just did like a slow pan with his eyes. And it was starting to consider it. I was like, are you serious? Am I the only one here who like actually knows what happened? I think he ended up trying to use the infinite power of the zero tolerance policy to get things over with. I don't blame him. His job looked so horrendously painful. Like, he looked like he was 50 and he was maybe like 35. Just, it looked soul crushing. I feel so bad for him actually. But in this case, he was kind of acting as judge, jury, and executioner, which, you know, I'm not a huge fan of because I was the one getting executed. It's not great. Yeah, so I was about to get punished for being wrestled out of the blue. He just interrupted my morning, my super chill times in the morning. Thankfully, and my mom, the actual level 100 mafia boss, stormed in like, you gotta be kidding me right now. This guy has like 50 separate marks on his permanent record, and my son has scraped knees from this. And you're gonna try and punish both of them? The evidence does not align, that's all I'm saying. And the principal completely wilted. Like, if someone put a tomato plant in a blast furnace on high, that's how just quickly he failed in comparison. And immediately let me go while the other kid got a stern talking to. The worst punishment ever in elementary school. I know. I honestly didn't really care. I was chill at that point. I would just let the dude go as long as he didn't bother me or, you know, tackle me again or anything. But I was just super fed up of being pulled out of class. You know, I was this kind of weird kid. I liked learning. I know it's a little weird. Elementary school was very chill though, so I just enjoyed it a lot. So I was like, I'm missing all this quality learning and whatnot. I'm going to get pulled out of class like days after this happened to deal with the stuff that nobody cared enough to solve on day one. Yeah, so that's the story of how my mom just absolutely sold the zero tolerance policy. Like, GG, easy, flawless it in 5 seconds flat, while I just stood there in awe of her incredible gamer prowess. And also, like, how I kind of got jumped by in elementary school by a minor computer animated Disney villain from Zootopia. And saved by Jonathan, who somehow avoided ever getting caught up in any of this besides saving me. Obligatory like and subscribe if you want to. Please, I will make even more garbage content, I swear. Wait, you might not want to sub now, actually, no. Well, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. So I'll see you next time.